There I am. Hey, welcome to our weekday broadcast of JollyRogerUkulele.com. Today we are covering John Denver's Sunshine on My Shoulders. Um, I'm going to go post a link on our website, JollyRogerUkulele.com. You probably already know about it because it is world famous. And I am pasting the link here, and this will get all of our peeps in. We're having John Denver week this week, and it is a mixed blessing. I'm having to recalibrate my attitude about John Denver, which was developed back in the middle 70s when I was becoming a young man and I was trying to figure out what kind of music I liked. And I remember thinking, I don't like John Denver. And I don't know if I ever thought that, but I pretty much went the other direction. But I'm finding out all these um, other people like it. And the more I work at it, the more I'm getting okay with it. I'm getting okay with JD. I'm finding a way to do it. So, hey, Lanny, welcome in. Says the sound is good. That's exciting. Um, let's see. Got the link posted. Let's make sure it's working correctly. Whoops. You have to finish letting it open up, Gary. Yep, that's taking everybody to the right spot. We'll have a big crew in here. Um, they're all coming in. You know what they're doing is they're coming in there thinking, "Hey, I thought we were doing Take Me Home Country Roads today, and I have tricked them into coming in and playing Sunshine on My Shoulders." Hey, Pauline, all is good. All is good, right? Hey, Sandy, welcome in this afternoon. Lynn, good to see you. Cindy Redifer, it's always a mixed blessing to see Cindy. And Cindy picks on me. I don't like this. See, I have told people since the beginning of my teaching days, I am much better at dishing it out than I am at taking it. So you should just let me do that job, and don't dish back. Ugh. This chair I sit on is wildly uncomfortable under the best of circumstances, and then I have a pillow because I'm old, and the pillow is not cooperating. So let's shake it up a little bit here. All right. Yeah. Oh, that's what we're talking about. All right. There we go. Now, see, you don't understand the challenges I'm facing around here. Unless you're my age, then you understand exactly the challenges I'm facing. Hey, Rita, welcome in. Illinois. Um, Minnesota's where the snow is, right? Illinois is still good. Let's see, Cindy. Mixed blessings to see you. See how she is? She dishes it right back. Just hands it right back to me. Cindy, come on. It's great to see me. I'm awesome. All right. There's sunshine here. Sunshine up there on Linda's shoulders. Very exciting. Jack is in. He's also from Illinois. Aloha, sunny Illinois. Okay. Manette's up in Illinois temporarily. So good to see you. There's something in the water up in Illinois to get people to play ukulele the hard way. Chris is in. She's from the neighborhood here. Yeah, where you been, Chris? Vic's in from Eugene. She's having a nice day up there. We want Eugene to be rainy all winter long, and so we need the rains to hit there. Kathy's it. Kathy, my goodness, welcome. Hiking in the national parks. I hope you remember how to play too. I understand. I don't know. I don't think I heard this exactly correctly, but it sounds like they're really trying to shut down the mountains up there for right now, because of all the fires we've been dealing with. And as I'm looking out there, it looks positively gross. So I don't know what is the weather. What is the weather out there? I don't even know. I haven't been outside. I got all these voicemails coming in. Let's see. Today it says it is, drum roll please, 63 degrees, air quality alert. Let's go look at the other website. I have this little website and it has all these little dots on it. It says, how terrible is your air? And we are dealing with 74s. It's certainly not as bad as it was yesterday, but it's not good. Let's see. Hey, Amy, welcome in. Lindy, howdy. Good to see me. It's always good to see me, right? And Marianne, let's see, in from Michigan. Yeah, I guess they had some snow over in Minnesota. It hasn't made it to Michigan yet, apparently. Kathy, we were in Arches. Oh, beautiful, beautiful place, right? Yeah, challenging hiking. Here's my idea of hiking. If you can walk on a path and there's a coffee shop at the end of the path, that's coffee. That's how I like to hike. Linda, yeah, aloha, ready for sunshine. But we need the. I know we need the rain. Yeah, sunshine on your shoulder. Yeah, it's always it makes you high, but doggone it, where's the clouds? We need some rain. Hey, we should do is it not? Is it clouds? What's the name of that song by D D D? Both sides now. D D D D D D D. Yeah, that's about clouds. Well, maybe we'll do that as our rain dance here sometime. Diane, welcome in. I today so far, I guess it's been better. I've had less of an emergency on my hands. Last night I was up till who knows when dealing with stuff. So yeah, today can't help but be better. Yesterday was pretty bad. Gary and Diane are in from Washington. They're ready to go. Oh, Upper Michigan had a little bit of snow. Okay, we needed you guys to have a lot of snow. It's middle of October. Welcome in, Elizabeth. Good to see you. Cindy, we had a great idea, Gary. Coffee shop at the end of the trail. That's it, right? I would do a lot more hiking if there was a coffee shop at the end of the trail. Just to have every trail, you have this little hut, and there's a girl with a ponytail, and she serves you coffee. Then I would do a lot more hiking. Okay. Uh, Evelyn. Hey, Ellen, welcome in. All right. Ponytail is not a judgment call. Ponytail is, you're required by law to put your hair in a ponytail. So all girls in coffee shops have ponytails. Let's see. At the end of the trail around Lake Louise there. Yeah. No, I don't know how to go to Lake Louise. I go, I'll walk down the block here, put a tree or two along the way, take the sidewalk out, just have it be a dirt path. And that's enough hiking for me. All right, sunshine on my shoulders. All right, guys, I will be perfectly honest. I was going to get you Take Me Home Country Roads, and it was going to take longer to put it together. I wrote this morning in about an hour, and so there are some things that I have been playing through here now that I'm probably going to make some adjustments. So we're going to play what's in front of you today, talk about it, and then I may end up doing some adjustments and reposting it for you. I did repost Annie's song with the repeats that are correct. If you've already fixed the repeats on your paper, you don't really need the reposted one. But if you want to have a nice clean version where the repeats are clean and correct, Annie's song was reposted. Sunshine on My Shoulders, I almost positive I will repost a little bit of this as I'm playing through it. I wrote it out and I didn't check it. And so there are a couple of things on here I'm probably going to make some adjustments on. So the other thing about this is, hey, Clay, welcome in. Pie. Oh, here's the problem with pie. Pie is very expensive to make. And I don't know how Village Inn manages to get pies to us so cheap, but they do. But pies are making me fat. And I love pie. I love pie. There's no pie I don't like. And so I have to stop. So don't say the word pie. It makes me angry. Hey, Jacqueline, welcome in. I will be honest. I grew up with Eddie Van Halen. I grew up with Led Zeppelin. I grew up with Pink Floyd. I struggle to accept the fact that people like John Denver. I actually, having worked on this and the other two songs this week, I'm coming around, guys. I'm coming around. It's taken me a little bit to turn the ship, but I'm okay with the fact that this is what we're working on this week. And this piece of music is not terribly complicated, but it's surprisingly so. So if you love this song and you like to sing, you're all set up. You got all factory issued, regular, normal chords. There's nothing weird here at all. And the hardest one on there is a D minor seventh. And I'm going to tell you a secret. Okay. Here's your F. You had your ring finger. You got a D minor, right? D minor seventh. The pinky sitting right down there. In all cases, from the beginning of history of music, if you are a singer and you don't want to put your pinky there, you don't have to. Okay, just a D minor is going to get you through. The D minor seventh, most of the time, there's something going on in the melody that requires that. D minor seventh is a great jazz chord. right? So it's a great jazz chord, but it shows up in music a lot of times not as a jazz chord, but just as, hey, there's a C in this D minor, so we're going to call it a D minor seventh. But a lot of times it's not necessary to work it. So just get your D minor on in most of those cases. I wouldn't worry overly about the pinky. And there you go. So Sunshine on My Shoulders. I'm not going to sing it because I'm not John Denver, but right? Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. And then you got your D minor, and then he resolves it to G7, just like you did in 1920. A lot of the Tin Pan Alley stuff we saw, that's exactly what's going on. D minor resolving to G7, resolving to C. And that comes up a lot. Works every time. It's absolutely beautiful every time. The only places where things get a little bit more intense, over at measure 17, you start having more chords. It sneaks in a few extra chords in the measure. So, and the singing gets a little more tough there as well. If I had a day that I could give to you, I'd give to you a day just like today. Right, and then that resolves. So if you're a singer, you got your work cut out from 17 through 31. Quite a bit tougher going there for singers. And then, of course, as those of us with instrumental, it'll be a lot more interesting in that section. Let's see who else walked in. Oh, hey, Christine, welcome in. And lyrics are a bit schmaltzy. A bit, Cindy, a bit. like I want to throw up a bit. Now, let's talk about the melody. Okay, melody again, not brutal until this note. Whoops. Right? So you're down here, you're all happy as a clam, and then you're like, wait, it's John Denver. He has a high voice. So you're going to be up on 8s and 7s quite a bit on this one. Not brutal on ukulele, but I don't know, has a tendency to be a bit annoying because he's down here, then he's up here, then he's down here, up here, down, and guess what you get to do as an instrumentalist? There's a lot of being up and down. Okay, so just know that. Let's talk tough uke very quickly. I have given you, I pulled down the melody straight as all get out, and then I went through and added stuff in. What's fascinating is that, as a great singer will do, he comes in early sometimes, he comes in late sometimes, and we have this idea of the way he sings it. And so sometimes when there's a beat that would typically handle as an instrumentalist, he's not there. And so I went in and put in some rhythmic elements into this, hoping that they would sort of create something fascinating and a little bit more interesting. And unfortunately, I think it made it a little bit hard to play. And so let's walk through it. If you are newer, melody is where you should be. If you are working on really turning this into a singy song type thing, I would really be thinking about, all right, my chords, sunshine on my shoulders. I'm not sure that works, but think about it, is that this might be a one where you actually put in something slow and beautiful as an arpeggio, but we don't talk about that too much. Let's talk about the tough uke and what I've got going on and what I think I might end up changing. So I think that you can do yourself a favor by plucking this whole thing. Okay. I also think it's going to work just fine with your thumb down. So either way that you are working on your own personal skill set, if you've got thumb down handle, don't work on that. Work on plucking. And if you feel like, you know what, I am a great 4-finger plucker, see what you can do by bringing your thumb into play and getting a little bit more connectedness between your notes. Okay. So let's give it a little try, just first few bars, and see what we got. Go. That part is not too bad. Now remember, if you are coming down and you see a bunch of a strum, right? So 0, 0, 0, like look at measure 1, for example. Sunshine, strum on don't want to hit that strum too hard. You want to hit it authoritatively, like you mean to do it, but you don't want it to be so loud as to overshadow the melody. It's there for decoration. Okay, so that 0 right after that plays an important role in making sure your tonality is correct. We're now at this place in our ukulele lives here at jollyrogerukulele.com where we're going to be talking about having some notes louder than the others so that they stand out slightly among some other stuff. So we're no longer just talking about the melody is always the top note and then there's some chords underneath it. When you get these more advanced pieces where he's fiddling around with the the rhythm in the song, you're going to have these times when you want to hit something firm and deliberately, but the next note's going to be a little bit louder to make sure people know that that thing you just did was rhythmic, and then now you're proceeding on with the melody. So just be mindful of the tonality coming out of your ukulele. It is important, and especially as you become a more advanced and more critical thinker on your instrument, we have to start thinking about more than just surviving the paper and surviving the sea of numbers on here, but turning them into an actual vocal and rhythmic concept that makes sense with the song. Okay, so again, let's just do those first 3 measures. See if you can make those the zeros and the fives a little bit quieter than the main melody, but still make them important. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and again, these 5, I put them in as 5s. That's what I put in. I think, guys, I'm going to change. I think I'm going to get rid of the 7 on that in that measure and put in just an F chord, because I think I like a little bit lower voicing there. The 5s feel a little high to me. I kind of want to get them out of the way. Sorry, my autofocus is thinking I'm going someplace. So I probably am going to change out the high Fs there for a lower F. I just think it sounds a little nicer. And then let's go on to measure 5. Basically, the thing repeats, except look at measure 6. This is an important concept. Those of you who are newer to music, you got a triplet. Okay, and what triplets do, you squish 3 notes in the space that is reserved for 2 notes. Okay, so if you look at that measure 6, you got a half note and 3/4 notes. That equals 5. That's against the rules. Okay, so what he's doing is sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Right, so he's going a little bit lickety split through that section, but he's not putting him an 8th note fast, right? So which is even faster. It can make me cry. It's not doing that. He just can make me cry. And what you'll find in more complex music, you'll find lots and lots more triplets as you go on. Triplets are the best, right? They're awesome because it's a surprise. And we want to honor those. So make sure that eyes last a while. And then you got dun 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 dun. And we got a lot of work going on there from an instrumental standpoint. So let's play 5 and 6 into 7 and see how that works. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So don't rush it there, but you want to rush a tiny bit through 7-5-3. I missed the 3, but you got the basic idea. You've got to get 7-5-3, and then you're going to have to jump back up to the high D minor. We've talked about this D minor numerous times. Bar on 5, ring on 7. Okay, and especially if you're on a tenor ukulele, you're not going to get away with putting a D minor and having your pinky way up here. It just doesn't work. Okay, I can do it on a soprano, but you can't do it on a tenor. D minor with your ring on 7. And then we've talked about this probably since the day you started showing up around here. This darn G7, right? That's coming up every song we do almost these days. It feels like grab that for measure 8. And I wish you had, if you have a low G, just go dum, dum, bong. But since most of you play on high G, thumb, dum, dum. Okay, so make it make sense to you, whatever instrument you're on. So let's play 5 through 8 again, and then let's talk about what's kind of cool. Okay, so from 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, I blew it. Eyes can make. And then, of course, you know that the basic idea then repeats over the next 6. Those first 8 measures give you the main idea. Now we're going to repeat that same idea. So we should be able to play from 8 on, and basically the same thing happens. Okay, so from 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a C chord at the beginning of page 2. I gotta get my page turner going here. And so measures 1 through 8 are the same, as, more or less, as this from 9 through 16. So once you learn the first 8 measures, you've learned the whole first page. Cindy says in measure 6, the C3 of the triplet can be on 8 of the yes, and again, that probably makes some sense in that situation. So rather than sliding down to the 3, if you want to stay in that 5th position, the 3 can turn into an 8 on the 2nd string. It's the same note, yeah, I don't know. We may go ahead and make that change out. Good eye, Cindy. So you may find it prettier to hit this 3 and then go back up to the D minor, or you may find it easier to stay on the hit the 5 and then with your pinky probably hit the 8. Okay, I think it depends on the quality of your ukulele a little bit, whether you'd want to do an 8 on the 2nd string or a 3 on the 1st string. A lot of times on a less expensive ukulele, like the one I'm playing, this isn't less expensive. This is super expensive, but it doesn't sound good. It's old. That C and that C are not the same quality. And so be mindful if you are refingering a piece and you have a pretty nice ukulele, you're like, yeah, everybody should do that. But if you have a really crummy ukulele, you may not want to do that. All right, so 1 through 16, learn the first 8 measures and then you're good. Now, 17 on, things get a lot more interesting, a lot more challenging. Okay, if I had a day that I could give to you. That's pretty hard singing, right? And so let's go through and talk about playing it, okay? So remember, first note's a quarter note followed by a dotted quarter. First note's an 8th note followed by a dotted quarter, 8th note, half note. You got a ton of stuff going on there. So just either hear the song in your head. Those of you guys that have been around on this planet a little while, you probably heard the song a time or two. Those of us who consciously went out of our way to avoid this type of song, you might want to go listen to YouTube, or you're probably going to need to be paying attention to the length of notes up in the standard notation to get it closer. Okay, so here we go. From 17, we'll play until I find a reason to stop. Ready? Go. And again, at measure 20, I'm going to pull those high 5s out and I'm going to put a regular F chord in there. It's too high on those Fs, so I'm going to put the regular F chords in there. Okay, so there's that. Lynn says, I learned to play it on the guitar centuries ago. It's not centuries ago. Lynn, you're 29. You learned to play it a couple weeks back. Just know the 5-5-5-7s are going to turn into just plain old F chords, 2-0-1-0. through there. The fives are too high. So let's go through from 17 through 20, and then we'll talk about the next challenges coming up. Okay, so measure 17. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's talk about this because I keep blowing it every single time. So the chord is E minor, right? It's way down here. The melody note's an 8, it's way up there. There's no way to do that. Okay, so we have this. What comes up all of the time when we have minor chords way up the neck is that the fingering isn't really convenient. What's supposed to happen here is you're supposed to have a bar on 7, your ring finger on 8, and your middle finger, your ring finger on 9. That's the E minor way up there, and then you've got this stupid melody note here. And so, but you can't hit this top string or it makes it into a 7th chord, and so we don't want that. So we're just going to hit these bottom 3 strings. And I've thought about, what if you just hit an 8 and forget the chord altogether? And so let your ukuleles, if your ukulele is happy with 7, 7, 8, play it. If it's better pluck it. If your ukulele is like, no, that sounds ridiculous on me, just play the 8 and then come back down to the 5s with the 7. Okay, so that's this moment in measure 22. I struggle when I'm not positive what the best thing to do is there. I think you kind of make that decision. I am pretty sure that the full entire chord with the 8 on there doesn't necessarily help it out either. So 7, 7, 8 is what I compromised on. I think it's fine, but I also think give you a day just like today, right? And so I think that I don't know, make some of your own decisions about whether your ukulele is going to let you have that happen or not. Let's go from the pickup to 21. 1, 2, 3. Oops. D minor. And back to that G7 again. Same thing. F chord. And then F chord with your pinky. And then C chord. And F chord. Okay, now, so that's it. That's going to be a bit of a challenge. I am going to sit down and play through it a few more times to see if I can increase the playability and decrease the weirdnesses that are happening here. So I will post a little bit of a revised sheet on this, but I think for the most part, this is right. Most everything's right. I just think the playability could be improved a little bit. And so I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this this afternoon to neaten it up prior to tackling Take Me Home Country Roads. Let's talk about repeats because they're not what you think. Okay. It looks like you play down to measure 32, go back, and then play to the end. But but it doesn't work that way. Okay. You do play down to 32, then you're going to go back to the beginning and play down through 1 through 32 again. And then here's what's frustrating. Measure 32, it looks just like a regular repeat, but hanging out right above measure 32, DSL coda. And we hate those. Okay. We hate those. So what he did is he's now going to go sing Sunshine on My Shoulder twice in a row. So DSL coda means the second time you hit measure 32, you're going to go back to the segno, and that's sitting at measure 1. So it feels like you're going to play the song 3 times, but you're not, because the third time you come through, notice at measure 16, you have a coda at the end of measure 16. That little bullet is going to match up to the other coda, which I failed to put on, which is at measure 33. So you're going to jump from 16 down to 33. And I apologize, I'll have to add that other coda on. Jeez, so many typos. So you will play the block up at the top. 1 is correct. 0 through 32, 1 through 32, 1 through 16, and then jump down through 33 to the end. Okay, so so you're going to play it 2 times through fully, and then the last time you're going to play the beginning of the song and the tail end of the song. Okay, so that coda should go to 33. Elizabeth says, "It seems to be the same melody up and down with variations in rhythm and chords on the second page. The words are..." It is the melody, obviously. That's why we like the song. The melody is pretty darn predictable. He does do a little bit of adjusting here and there in 17 through 32. And this is what, when you have a singer writing music, this is what they do, right? They're going to write it to fit their voice, and it's going to make perfect sense to them. When we come to it later as instrumentalists, we're like, this is kind of a mess, right? And so it was fun though, right? Gives you a chance to work it out. And then, we can talk about how the words. All right, so we got down through 32. The third time you come through, you're going to play through 16, jump down to 33, and then let's just talk about the ending, which is more or less the same as everything else you've already done. So at 33, let's play through that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice F at the end, and then a real pretty C to close it out. So we are in C. We are in ukulele friendly keep chords, and I think you will eventually. You'll decide what to include and what not to include in your particular version of this. And like I say, I'll put up a little bit cleaner, easier to play version of this. And so I'd like to go through, play through it once or twice here. Please play 34 again. So what I've got, Linda caught me. Okay, so measure 34. Now you're going to play your F chord. You're going to pull down to your 7. And then you got a choice either to grab the 3, which is probably makes sense if you're playing melody, but if you're playing chord or you're playing tough, you're going to play, and then you might grab the 8 on the second string, and then hit those 5s, and then it should be 5, 7, 3. Okay, so much faster than I was playing it. I was slowing it down a lot. I do think a retardando on the end makes some sense. Sunshine almost all the time makes me high. I think that's perfectly fine to do that. We probably won't do it as a group, but you at home would be like... So just take your time through that section. I vaguely remember the movie. It's not a love story, but someone died. There's a movie? Oh my gosh. I didn't know there was a movie about what this is the theme. Somebody dies for sure if this is in the movie. Probably the dog, right? Oh, geez. All right. Hilarious. All right. We'll do Love Story one of these days. I had that partially arranged. I never finished it. we have to do syrupy love songs from movies from the 70s. There's 3 or 4 that are just come to mind right away. We need to do a week of those, don't we? I don't remember the movie, but pretty sure somebody died. All right, let's play it all the way through. We'll play it down to 32. We'll go back. We'll give it a second try. I'm going to mess it up a lot because, again, I was in such a rush this morning to get this to you guys that I didn't have a chance to adequately vet it. And so we'll play 1 through 32, 1 through 32 again, 1 through 16, and then 33 to the end. And slow, right? We're brand new. We're sight reading this pretty complicated piece of music. And let's take our time and let's see what we come up with. Okay, from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. To the top. Measure 17. get rid of that chord. Let's go back to the top. Down to 33. Okay, so there you go. I'll post a few of the just different things I'm finding through there, so that you guys will have a little bit more playable version of this. It's okay in its current form, but I think we can up the prettiness and down the difficulty just a tiny bit by getting rid of some of the fives. It feels like fives are not good. And also, I am not at all happy with the chord at 26. And so I think that one's got to go. And probably the chord, the F chord in measure 22. I think both of those chords are fighting against the song, and I'm not sure they're adding a thing to it. So we'll probably make those just magically disappear. A lot of times when you take and you're working on it, you're diving in and you're like, this is making sense from a music theory or from the computer standpoint, but when you actually sit down and just dive into it and what's coming out of your instruments giving you different feedback, and you're like, probably need to take a look at those. So probably the F chords in both 22 and 26 are just going to disappear, and we'll stick with the E minors. They sound like those 0 4 3 3 sound really, really cool when you get to them. So I like those. Let's see, Manjo. Oh, Sven. I don't know. You would think after all of the amount of time I have spent dealing with Russian robots, that eventually they'd just go away. But I don't know. They just keep showing up. It's crazy. All right. So Lindy says, theme from Romeo and Juliet. Pretty sure someone died there. I think, if I remember, I'm not a Shakespeare expert, but I have some vague recollection that something bad happened in Romeo and Juliet, and I can't remember exactly what it was. Red, maybe clarify the ties. Yeah, the ties. If you're playing melody, those ties are really important. Remember, you're dealing with John Denver. I mean, the guy can knock it out, right? And so if you're playing melody, the ties are absolutely something you want to respect. Makes you high, and then he goes for a while, right? And so your ukulele should be totally dead and asleep and ready to be put back away before you start up. So if you're playing the melody, for sure respect those ties. But I think on Tough Uke we could probably ditch a few of them. They're holding on to stuff that's not really, I mean, they're just making it more difficult and probably creating a second sort of clunkiness through there. So I'll look at all of those ties as well. Thanks, Red. That's a good point. Um, all right. I think that's what I know about. I'm sorry it wasn't a little cleaner. I'll get it cleaned up today, and then I will also for sure have not for sure, but pretty sure I can get to take something about country roads that he did. I'll put that up for you tomorrow, and let's see, and then so again, be preparing for Friday. We have any song, which you have. I fixed those repeats on there, but if you already wrote them on your sheet music, it's fine. Any song just the way it was. I don't think we had no other changes to it, so it's a nice piece of music. Leaving on a Jet Plane. I barely remember it yesterday. My head was definitely not in the game yesterday, but I think that it's good just the way it's written, and certainly of the songs this week, that one's going to be the easier one. So if you are still sort of tentative on this tough youth business, or if you're still sort of getting your feet, what's the phrase? Getting something under your feet. If you're still working on getting yourself up to speed, how about that? Leaving on a Jet Plane would be one to really put your mind into. Sunshine on My Shoulder, I will repost with a little bit better playability, and then I'll get Take Me Home Country Roads knocked out here in a little bit, and should be pretty nice concert for Friday. Friday, you're also got you have not neglected your jumping flea arpeggios in A minor. Make sure you take a look at those. That's a good one. It sounds really nice. And then Harry Potter medley again. We'll do Harry Potter all through next week because next week's Halloween and we have to be scary. So, all right, guys. Looks like my chat room has gone to sleep unless you guys have gone to sleep and I don't know it. And otherwise, I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Oh no, it's alive. All right, thanks. Country Roads, yay! I'm trying to get on board with John Denver, you guys. I'm really trying. I think that I think I like his attitude. Not so sure about his music, so I'm trying. I'm going to get on board. I'll get a little further today, and I'm hoping Take Me Home Country Roads will be what pushes me over the top. So thanks for everybody for being here, and as a casual mention, if you have a Gmail account, you can log into YouTube and then you can use the chat bar over here. And I love that. It's just very helpful for you guys to give me feedback and chat and be silly and all that stuff. Helps me gauge whether we're doing what I think we're doing or whether you're having a completely different experience than I'm having here in my lovely studio here. And so yeah, if you have a Gmail account, log in and participate in chat. It's helpful. All right, guys. Who's sneaking out here? Manette, good to see you. Have a great day. Cindy, thank you. Jackie, thank you. Vic, have a wonderful day. Pauline, good to see you as always. Linda. Oh yeah, baritone lesson after this. So we'll see you guys there. That's way easier music than we're playing here. Amy, we'll see you there. See you soon. Lynn, we'll see you tomorrow. Lanny, good to see you, buddy. Sandy, good to see you, Sandy. Snow's headed your way, I hope. Yeah, Diane, you and I both, right? We like him a little better now. we didn't not like him, maybe. We just, I don't know, just a little bit much. All right, Chris. Have a great day. Yanking the plug, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.